Here we go with the gravimetric analysis by precipitation method. Gravimetric analysis is a quantitative one, that is a way of identifying how much you have anything in a particular sample. How much of anything, any substance it can be in a particular sample. Basically, it is used to determine the concentration of the target ion. It is mainly used to determine the concentration of the target ion present in the solution we have prepared via precipitation. Okay, the principle behind this process is converting the ions into a pure and a stable compound by the addition of a precipitating agent. What does this agent does is it precipitates the ion from the solution. Okay, from the solution that we have prepared. This precipitate can be dried. It should first be filtered, dried. Further, it can be masked. It can be weighed for our calculation part. So the steps involved in gravimetric analysis is initially you should prepare the analyte solution, after which precipitation, digestion followed by filtration and washing technique. Then you can do either drying using a desiccator or ignite the particular the content using a oven. Then you should weigh it. Finally, the calculation step. For preparing the analyte solution, just you dissolve the given sample in the distilled water. Just take the sample and dissolve the sample in the distilled water to make the sample aqueous, right? On adding the precipitating reagent, this precipitating reagent must be chosen by you. If the sample contains nickel 2 plus ion, the precipitating agent, the excellent reagent that precipitates nickel is DMG, that is called as dimethyl glyoxamine. Once you add this, hopefully you will get a stable precipitate. That precipitate is called as nickel dimethyl glyoxamine. It is a red scarlet complex that you can find in the next frame here. This is the complex, the structure of the complex, and this is how the precipitate will look like. After the process of precipitation, you should do digestion. Digestion involves heating without disturbing the content to make the particles of the precipitate to enlarge. That is the main thing with digestion. After doing that, here you have here you have got a conical flask, and there is a side tube here that is connected to the vacuum pump that sucks out all the air in this conical flask out. And we have also got a silica crucible. Underneath there is a filter paper. Now on adding the content, the mother liqueur will seep through this filter paper into the conical flask, and that is called as a filtrate or mother liqueur, right? And above this filter paper, whereas this residue or the precipitate will be remains on top surface of the filter paper itself. Once you got the precipitate, after this step, you're going to dry it. Even though all the water is being filtered out, it is still wet. To avoid the water content in it, it must either you should do heating or it must be dry using this desiccator. Finally, you will weigh using the weighing balance here, right? And this last two steps, drying and weighing, you should do it alternatively till you get a constant mass. That constant mass is noted. Filter paper, the weight of the filter paper is initially recorded. Then from this area you just collect the mass of the filter paper along with the precipitate. On subtracting, you will get the mass of the AgCl alone, whatever, say for an example, I have taken silver chloride here. It is an insoluble thing, that is a precipitate, the value will be noted, right? And then the amount of chloride ions amount of chloride ions in AgCl is calculated just by dividing the atomic mass of chlorine by the atomic mass of AgCl. We will get the final answer. Therefore, this much 1 gram of AgCl contains this much amount of chloride ion. Then 0.124 grams contains, just multiply the value, these two values, if you multiply, you will get this. Finally, by the percentage by mass, that method, it is a stoichiometric method. By using that method, it is easy to calculate the percentage, mass percentage of chloride ion present in the given sample. This is I have taken for an example, right?